This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
Rated MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, it doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, you so know it that it does not matter who the host is or whatever that dooley hopper thingy that we were just talking about, what's going on. Okay, so anyways, today is Wednesday, which is also known here as Whip 'em Out Wednesday, January the 22nd of 2025. It is day 22 of the year and only 343 days left to go. We are broadcasting from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM and hanging out with our friends and colleagues over there.
Radio.
Yep, so a lot of stuff going on inside of the world of the multiverse, and we'll get into all that stuff in just a moment. But man, has it been an interesting 24 since we last got to hang out. No doubt there. So a lot of stuff going on inside of the multi. As you are hanging out and I am hanging out and we're talking about everything going on, let's talk a little bit about the show. The show consists of safety in the news and safety. It's kind of the overall thematic theme of what we have going on. And then we kind of take some deep dives and some other malarkey. And then we have some, let's see, how would I word it? Professional broadcasters come in to give you some news stuff. So if you want to interact with everything that's going on, all you have to do is go to callinradio.com. That's callinradio.com. Once you get there, there'll be all kinds of information related to text messaging, video messaging, and even audio messaging, depending on how you want to do the layout of the land. That's kind of how it goes there. So a lot of stuff, little time. It's the way the sequence always goes around here. So with that being said, let's start talking about what the hell was trending.
Here is what was trending. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so as I take a look at the trends of the ends, noteworthy and notable Instagram pays top dollar for influencers and a creepy bug discovery. We'll get into that here in a moment. Also, Justin Bieber gets hacked and Colleen Hoover gets pulled into It Ends With Us legal drama. Oh, Lord. We'll talk about that as we get into showbiz. And also, Trevor Noah will host the Grammys this year. We'll talk about that as we get into casting. And then what else do I have here? Last minute maneuvers delay the start of Prince Harry's latest trial. We'll talk about that in the Royals. So let me tell you this one before we drop into some other news. Amid the legal hurdles facing TikTok, its major competitor Instagram wants to steal some of the Chinese spy app influencers, or at least the top influencers. Instagram parent company Meta has reportedly offered top TikTok accounts, let's see, $50,000 to post their videos on Instagram before they go live anywhere else. This is according to Mashable. Meanwhile, TikTok enthusiasts who deleted the app in frustration when it went dark over the weekend are reportedly flustered. It remains unavailable for a download in the app marketplace. The law banning the app, which specifically restricts distributing its content, remain in effect as President Donald Trump negotiates a new deal that includes American ownership. So there you go. Don't know why you would have deleted it, because it takes a moment in time before anything else happens. So there you go. What else? An analyst of password data by tech NEIP shows the most commonly used and therefore at least secure passwords. The worst three are numeric strings: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there you go. Then the obvious password is the fourth spot of alphabetic strings, and query is the fifth and the sixth letter in typical keyboard. So farther down the list, people go a little bit more creative. Secret comes in at number 9. I love you at 18. Dragon and Monkey at 20 and 21 respectively. And the weird one, Tinkle, comes in at 29. And if you were wondering, also fuck you rolls into number 60, and you had to fill in the letters just in case if you were not 100% sure on what I was talking about. So with that being said, let's go ahead and throw it down to our people in Feature Stories News and let them start talking about what the hell's going on.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. US President Donald Trump says his threat to hit China with 10% tariffs on all imports is still on the table and could come as soon as next month. Chinese Vice Premier Deng Xishan has told the annual World Economic Forum in Davos that China will expand its imports, saying the country doesn't seek a trade surplus. Laura Westbrook reports from Hong Kong.
Donald Trump said during an event at the White House that he was still considering putting a 10% tariff on imports from China on February the 1st. That repeats a threat he made on the campaign trail to impose an additional 10% tariff on Chinese goods unless Beijing does more to stop the flow of the drug fentanyl. Trump campaigned on a promise to implement 60% tariffs for all goods imported from China. On Monday, Trump ordered an investigation into Chinese trade practices, but held off on announcing any new tariffs. Laura Westbrook, Hong Kong.
President Trump has announced billions of dollars in private sector investment to construct artificial intelligence infrastructure in the US. He's unveiled a joint venture called Stargate, which he's calling the largest AI infrastructure project in history. Benji Hire reports from Washington.
President Trump says he wants to keep artificial intelligence in America, citing China as a competitor in the AI space. He was flanked by the heads of OpenAI, SoftBank and Oracle. Those tech companies want to commit $500 billion into the project over the next 4 years. Stargate, according to Mr. Trump, will build the physical and virtual infrastructure to power the next generation of AI, including data centers, one of which is already under construction. Benji Hire, Washington.
Japan plans to continue to boost its defence capabilities amid the security challenges in East Asia, the country's foreign minister has told his US counterpart. Donald Trump's return as president has triggered expectations the US will pressure allies to increase defence spending, as Rebecca Bunden reports from Tokyo.
Japan is strengthening its defence amid concerns about China's expanding military and North Korea, which is nuclear-armed. Japanese Foreign Minister Takeshi Iwaya met Trump's Secretary of State Marco Rubio and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz in Washington on Tuesday. A Foreign Ministry spokesperson from Japan said that Iwaya told Rubio and Waltz that Japan had no option but to continue increasing defence capabilities because of the security situation. Rebecca Bundin, Tokyo.
Almost 2,500 aid trucks have now entered Gaza as the agreed ceasefire between Israel and Hamas enters its fourth day. Further Israeli hostages are set to be freed on Saturday in return for dozens more Palestinian prisoners. More humanitarian aid for Palestinians was also among the conditions set. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks, with a big bit of news today from the world of Formula One. For the first time in the 75-year history of the sport, a woman has been appointed a race engineer. That's the person who is on the radio with the F1 driver during races, making calls on strategy and, to all intents and purposes, managing the driver's efforts to win. Laura Muller has been appointed to the role by Haas, an American licensed team. She will work with its new signing, driver Esteban Ocon. Helena Hicks is the founder and editor-in-chief of Females in Motorsports.
I can't believe it's taken decades and decades of Formula One in order for there to be a female race engineer, but here we are. Laura comes with such good credentials. She's been at Haas Formula One team for a number of years now, and she really is the perfect match for Esteban Ocon, who is such a determined character, so really looking forward to the season ahead.
And what about getting women into the driving seat for Formula One races?
I think we're still a way away, and that's okay. If we want actual change, that's not going to happen overnight. We last had a Formula One driver start the race that was a woman in the 70s, and a quick fact for you, there have been more women in space than have raced in Formula One.
She thinks that situation will eventually be turned around and that the appointment of this first female F1 race engineer is a big step in the right direction. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, US President Trump says his threat to hit China with 10% tariffs is still on the table. President Trump's announced billions of dollars in private sector investment in AI infrastructure. Japan plans to continue to boost its defense capabilities amid security challenges in East Asia, and almost 2,500 aid trucks have entered Gaza as the agreed ceasefire between Israel and Hamas enters its fourth day. That's the latest feature story news. Ollie Barrett reporting.
Bringing you information you never knew you cared about. Rated R Safety Show.
Do you have a claim and not sure where to turn? Coastal Claim Consultants are professionally licensed and bonded public insurance adjusters employed exclusively by you, the policyholder, to represent you after sustaining an insured loss. They assist policyholders in all aspects of processing the claim, working closely with the insured to provide the most equitable and timely settlement possible. They will provide you with comprehensive service, anything from inspecting the loss site, analyzing damages, compiling claim support data, reviewing applicable coverages, assessing replacement costs of damages, and negotiating your settlement. The adjusters at Coastal Claim Consultants will evaluate your claim for no upfront cost whatsoever. Coastal Claim Consultants' fee is based on contingency contracts and are paid when the insurance company sends you a check and it's in your possession. Coastal Claim Consultants are licensed to assist you in the following states: Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, and South Carolina. For more information, go to coastal-cc.com. That's coastal-cc.com. For more information, lighting the way to recovery. Coastal Claim Consultants.
You are listening to a radio god. What? This has to be an error. That host is not a radio god. Anyways, this is the Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
It's always amazing to me on how technology changes, and so does the environment that we're in. And cyber criminals will do everything they can to take advantage of a system. If you don't own a home, you have nothing to fear about what I'm about to tell you. But if you own a home like me and you don't guard it with home title lock, you're inviting home title fraud. One of the fastest growing crimes. Cyber thieves around the world know our home values are sky high at the moment, and that makes us a target. The crime is scary simple. Let me explain it to you real quick.
A cyber thief simply forges your name on a property sale form and refiles it. That's it.
Now he or she is on the deed of your home and you have no idea that you're a victim. Then the person takes out a loan on your home and vanishes, leaving you to prove to the police that you didn't commit bank fraud. Home Title Locks puts a virtual barrier around your home title. The instant they detect any kind of tampering or anybody messing around, they help shut it down. Look, if you have equity in your home, you need to guard it the best way that you can. Some people might even go as far as guarding it with their life. Go to HometitleLock.com and register your address to see if you already are a victim. And enter the code RADIO. That's RADIO. That's the code RADIO for 30 days free of protection. That's code RADIO at HometitleLock.com.
Safety never sounded so terrible.
Rated R Safety Show.
It's a new year, but it's feeling harder than ever to find and hire qualified people you need, especially for small businesses. That's where LinkedIn Job comes in. They make it easier to find people you want to talk to faster and for free. You can create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience and use screening questions to get your role in front of the most qualified people. Then use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering qualified hires versus leading competitors. I have to tell you that we have used LinkedIn Jobs to even find some of the people that we have here at Safety FM. LinkedIn Jobs can help you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know that every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your jobs for free on linkedin.com/safetyfm. That's linkedin.com/safetyfm to post your job for free. Terms and conditions do apply. And don't forget to tell them that you heard it right here on Safety FM.
Safety in a way never heard of before. The Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Oh, yes, Rated R Safety Show, Safety FM, Radio Big. We're hanging out 17 minutes past the top of the hour, doing our lovely thing that we get to do this morning, or depending what time of the day you're taking a listen to this. I can only tell you what we're doing it in real time. Yep, that's for that 7 o'clock hour in the Eastern Standard Time, just in case if you were wondering. So I guess 4 a.m. if you're out in the West Coast. I know, sorry about that. Okay, so let's continue talking. This year's Golden Raspberry Awards nominees, better known as the Razzies, were announced on Tuesdays. Worst Picture nominee include the new Joker movie, Madam Web, Borderlines, Megalopolis, something like that, and Reagan. Jerry Seinfeld picked up the nomination for starring in the role of Unfrosted, and the Oscar winner Cate Blanchett for her role in Borderlands. So there you go. Some stuff to talk about. Also, Channing Tatum is rumored to be on the top of Jennifer Lopez's list of eligible bachelors, and now she is officially divorced from Ben Affleck. Radar Online reports that J-Lo has been asking her friends for some eligible men to date. For those who know both Jen and Channing, this relationship seems quite natural, the insiders say. Not only they look amazing together, but they should delve into their values of genuine connection. Tatum was dealing with heartbreak recently, ending an engagement to Zoe Kravitz. So stay tuned. Yeah, what a cluster there. So what else do we have? What else? Trevor Noah will host the 67th Annual Grammy Awards, marking his 5th consecutive year. The former Daily Show host will serve as the producer of the show as well. The ceremony will air from L.A. at Crypto.com Arena on Sunday, February the 2nd, just in case. So there you go. Also, what else do we got going on? Let's take a look. Archaeologists exploring the ancient burial site of Dorset, a county in the southwest of England, believe that they found the female-centric society. The researchers created a complex, multi-generational family tree by analyzing the DNA of burial sites of the remains. The families were all traced back to a common female ancestor, but the men had no common connection whatsoever. So I guess that's very interesting. Okay, one of the researchers says, and this tells us that husbands move to join their wives' communities upon marriage, where the land potentially passed down through the female line. The development marks the first time that such system has been documented in the European prehistory. This is according to Art News. Art News, I tell you, Art News. I'm just telling you the stuff that comes up, so there you go. Also, Ryan Corbett has been freed from the captivity of Afghanistan more than 2 years since he was arrested. Yeah, 2 years since he was arrested. So Corbett ran an organization, in Bloom, Afghanistan, funded by non-governmental organizations to help Afghans stay and run small businesses. During a routine visit in August of 2022, the Taliban arrested Corbett. He was not and has never was charged with a crime, though the Taliban said that they were investigating him for espionage and preaching Christianity, which is illegal in the state. So there you go, some stuff going on there. Also, the secure release of the U.S. government swapped drug pins and arms dealer who had been in prison in California since 2008. So there you go, some stuff there. Also, in a statement posted online, Corbett's family said that today our hearts are filled with overwhelming gratitude and praise to God sustaining the Ryan's life and bringing him back home from where he has been most challenging and uncertain 894 days of our life. So there you go. A lot of stuff right there as we are talking. I mean, glad to for the person to be back. No doubt there. So anyways, and a new supergiant sea bug discovered in South China Sea has been named Baby Anonymous Vaderi, after the iconic Star Wars villain Darth Vader, because it sounds nothing like that. Researchers selected the name after noticing a resemblance between the head of the helmet worn by Darth Vader. The bug is unique in most measures less than 1 inch in length, while the bee Valderi is over a foot in length and weighs more than 2 pounds. There are currently 11 known supergiants and 9 giants. So there you go. I mean, I guess that's important. What else do we have? Actor Francisco San Martin has died. He was found by police at his home in Los Angeles on January the 16th. The LA County Coroner's Office confirmed the cause of death was suicide by hanging. Martin, best known for his role of Dario Hernandez in Days of Our Life, he was 39 at the time of his passing. So some stuff going on right there. So, yeah, as you are aware, we will talk real quick. So you did notice that the tech billionaires were in town in D.C. Since the inauguration. They're all there because this is the time the grant money gets handed out. Where all the new grants will be readily available if you want to talk about it. But maybe that's maybe that's that economy that we're not supposed to talk about. But anyways, President Donald Trump announced a massive investment into artificial intelligence technology on Tuesday. OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank are forming a $500 billion joint venture called what is it? Stargate. This says Starbank, but it's Stargate, to build staff to manage and centers around the physical campuses to manage the technology. Oracle founder said he hopes that rapid development of AI and will help develop breakthrough resources for rapidly curing diseases and cancer. Worth noting, OpenAI's CEO had an ongoing beef with Elon Musk, who was early investor on OpenAI. Meanwhile, Trump said that on Friday he'll visit areas in North Carolina still recovering from last year's deadly disastrous hurricane before visiting Los Angeles for the inspection of the fires. So we'll see what happens there over the next few days. What else do we got? Okay, Marco Rubio is now the official United States Secretary of State after being sworn in by Vice President J.D. Vance early Tuesday morning in the line of President Trump's foreign policy directives. Rubio said that all foreign policies will be shaped to make United States stronger, safer, and more prosperous. It doesn't do one of those three things. We will not do it, he said. Worth noting, while the cabinet secretaries and actually all executive appointees officially take a formal oath, there is no legal requirement who needs to administer it. So there you go. So the confirmation hearing for nominees to be heard by Veteran Affairs and Agriculture Department offers Office of Management and Budget and ambassadors to the UN, to the respective Senate committees. Votes of advanced cabinet nominees who attend confirmation hearings at the committee level are expected throughout the week. So a lot of stuff going on. I mean, the transition weeks are always interesting as we start talking about them, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know, if somebody's going to be like, we don't agree with this appointee. He's not vetted properly. She's not vetted properly. I mean, there were some questions coming up yesterday that I was looking at going, what the hell is going on, man? A lot of strange things inside of our multiverse as we are talking. So no doubt there. Okay, so let's talk real quick about the numbers. The Dow gained 537 points on Tuesday to close at 44,025. The S&P increased by 52 points to close at 6,049. And the NASDAQ increased by 126 points to close at 19,756. So let's get it going. West Texas Intermediate closed at $76 a barrel, and Brent crude was at $79 a barrel. The national average price of a gallon of gas was $3.12 on Tuesday. Hold on, where were we told the gas prices would go down? Okay, I'm just saying. Also, Bitcoin gained on Tuesday, trading around $106,000. So yeah, some moolah there. Also, tonight's Powerball drawing will be for $31 million jackpot, or a $13.8 million cash payout. So there you go. Some stuff to go into. So let me reference this because I see this coming up on this other side here. Why the references to Hollywood and all this other stuff outside? Because we tried to talk about pop culture thingies. Yeah, let me say that one more time. Pop culture thingies. That way people have other things to talk about that's just not safety. Because here's what happens. I would imagine that most of you are, we'll say, subject matter experts in regards of safety. We talk about some main story portions on safety. The whole show's not related around safety. The reason behind it is because we want to make sure that we're covering a little bit of everything. That way you have starting points to talk about. I'll tell you, yesterday I had a weird thing. We'll call him a friend of mine, reached out and said, hey, can I put you down as a reference for a job that I'm applying for? Sure, not a problem. We've worked together. We worked together for many years and really enjoyed in regards to the stuff that he taught me back in the day. So I had the recruiter call me, and I thought this one was interesting. The recruiter starts asking all kinds of strange questions. And I mean, when I'm talking about strange, I'm talking about strange. Understanding I haven't worked with this person in almost a decade. So I was like, this is very weird on you asking me on what somebody else would do. So I thought that was kind of strange instead of the standard reference of, can you tell me about characteristics and so on. And then they went as far as asking me, if this person was to hire you as a life coach, what would be the first thing that you would tell them that they need to work on in their personal life? Now, I don't know how professional references work in the state that you're in compared to the state that I'm in, but that's a weird freaking question, man. Because I don't know how that would work because I have a professional relationship. So how the hell would I know on what somebody needs to work in their personal life? Thought it got a little strange, but I guess to each their own in regards to what happens there. So I don't know, some strange things. Thought it was weird. Anyways, rumors of marital trouble between Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber may be true after some eagle-eyed social media sleuth discovered that he is no longer following her on Instagram because, that's important. Tuesday morning, Justin posted on Instagram stories that he was hacked and immediately refollowed his wife. So there you go. Really, you had to put a post that you got hacked? Okay. Also, Colleen Hoover has now been dragged into the ongoing legal drama between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Hoover, who wrote the novel It Ends With Us, which inspired the film that set the stage for all the mudslinging between Baldoni and Lively, who co-starred in the movie. As part of the $400 million lawsuit against Lively and others, Baldoni has submitted emails between him and Hoover dating back in 2019, in which she praised his film career and urged him to play the lead male role in the adaptation. Things took a turn after the film was released, as Hoover has sided with Lively in the ongoing legal drama, posting on Instagram last December. You have been nothing but honest, kind, supportive, and patient since the day we met. Thank you for being exactly the human you are. Never change, never wilt. This is according to In Touch in USA Today. So let me ask you a strange question. If somebody was to come to you and say, hey, listen, you seem to have liked this person 5 years ago, do you think that somebody can change in someone's point of view after 5 years? Because that is making it sound like there is no way, because you have something that says there was praise back in, let's see, 2019. Oh, I'm sorry, 6 years ago, because I'm a terrible mathematician. I'm just asking the question because it seems like a weird thing to stake your claim. Like, I remember I still have a letter that one of my college professors gave me when I was in school in the early 2000s that says I was the best digital editor that he had ever seen. Something tells me that if I gave that letter out today, people would probably be asking questions of, you don't even have the standard that most people have today. Yeah, because things change.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
I get so confused at times on what people use as proof. Anyways, actress Nina Dobrev is feeling some survivor guilt knowing that her home is still standing amid the LA wildfires. I have been absolutely sick to my stomach with all of the destruction, she said, in a clip posted on Instagram. My heart is broken for all the people affected. Ruby evacuated with her fiance Sean White on January the 9th and asked her followers to help survivors financially if they could. This is according to the Wrap. What else do we got? Jason Alderan announced that he is hitting the road in 2025 Full Throttle tour. Will it be sponsored by Full Throttle? The energy drink? I'm just asking. Let's see. He will kick things off on May the 23rd at Blossom Music Center in Ohio before traveling across the country, hitting a mix of areas, amphitheaters, and stadiums. Joining him on the road will be Nate Smith and DJ Silver. Aldrin is reportedly working on some new music with plans to release a not yet titled 10-track LP. So LP. Anyways, 32 minutes past the top of the hour, so let's do that thing that we would normally do around this time. That way we can get everything moving and grooving. Or is it grooving and moving? I don't know.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so let's talk real quick and look at some stuff because we need to talk about it. So over the weekend, I had the privilege and pleasure of hanging out with Mr. Sheldon Primus. Yep, we get those interactions. Not every day are they in person, and it had been a hot minute since I had actually seen him in person in regards to being able to go back and forth. So we hung out on Saturday, we hung out on Sunday, we did some stuff, and interestingly enough, I got to sit with Sheldon and talk about some things that were related to how OSHA will be under the new government presidency, however you want to take a look at it. And we recorded a couple podcasts about it. And if you kind of hung out on Safety FM yesterday, the podcast version, you heard at least part one of the interview. And I want to talk about this today. And not so much about talking about the podcast. What I want to talk about today is some of the standards. And yes, you might be in an area where OSHA is not the standard because you might be in a different country based on, the amount of people that we're able to see that take a listen to some of the stuff that we do. So let's just use a government entity that puts into place the things that need to take place inside of where you're located. Here, I'll use the term OSHA. Where you are, you can replace with whatever you want. Now, I'm bringing this up because I want to understand when you're looking at this, do you do it by minimum requirements, quote unquote, OSHA standards, or do you go above and beyond? Now, I ask this question because my mindset when I used to be in an organization was to go above and beyond what was being requested. I used to have people argue with me, and quite often about me having too high of standards when it came to the safety side of the business, and that I needed to loosen some of those things up. Now, I don't know how you handle it, but that's the reason for the question. What do you think is the correct way of doing it? And I ask this because if we go back to the first presidency of Donald Trump and take a look at some of the requirements, they were not as severe as some of the previous requirements, and that's okay. And I ask this, so when you get to that point, if you are going above X standard, what do you do if things changed for it to be lower than what it was previously with OSHA? Do you change that standard that's inside of your organization and give quote unquote leeway? Or do you still continue to enforce what you had? Now, keep in mind that if you are doing above the standard, you're still above board regardless. So if it lowers a bit, what are you changing? So it becomes one of those convoluted questions, because if you do what exceeds the requirement, how much bureaucracy and other junk red tape are you putting inside of work being performed? I ask this for an understanding here, opposed for it to just be, this is what you need to do, because that's not the case. Every organization's different. And listen, I'm going to tell you this. If you're in an organization that you're kind of like the sole member of the safety team and you're trying to lay some of this stuff out, sometimes all you can do, because of the amount of time that it takes to put into some of this stuff, is do bare minimum OSHA requirement. Which one's good? Which one's wrong? Which one's bad? That is a great question to ask yourself, because you'll understand the standards at your organization better than I ever will.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You're listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month. and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
Hey there, Jay Allen here with Safety FM, where we just don't talk about safety, we live it. And when it comes to safeguarding your future, there's no better partner than Acorns.
This part of the show has been brought to you by Acorns and a powerful tool that makes saving and investing easier than ever. We all know that investing can feel overwhelming, especially with busy lives and no time to dive into the nitty-gritty of financial markets, but Acorns changes the game.
With Acorns, you don't need to be a financial expert or have a hefty sum of money to get started. In fact, Acorns lets you begin with just spare change. All about those small steps, small investments today that can build into something much bigger over time. Acorns recommends that the expert build portfolio designed to fit financial goals. Then it does the heavy lifting for you by automatically investing your money. It's like having a financial advisor in your pocket working around the clock to help your money grow. So why wait? Head over to acorns.com/safetyfm or download the Acorns app and take that first step towards securing your future today. Remember, in the world of safety and investing, small actions today can lead to mighty outcomes tomorrow. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides an incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisors. View important disclosures at acorn.com/safetyfm. At Safety FM, we're all about making smart decisions on the job and in life. So take control of your financial future. This is Jay Allen reminding you to stay safe, stay smart, and invest in your tomorrow.
Listen at your own risk. Rated R Safety Show.
Hey, are you tired of hanging around and talking about safety in a boring kind of format? Well, I got something for you. If you haven't hung out with us yet at safetyfm.com, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Yeah, if you come out to Safety FM, you can come hang out with all kinds of safety professionals. Some are safety professionals, some are just people that are talking about safety. But we want to do it in a format that makes it fun and entertaining. If you're kind of trying to figure out what the FM portion is, well, we're a radio station and also a podcast network. You can come out, hang out, and listen to my show, The Jay Allen Show. You can listen to Todd Conklin with the pre-accident investigation, Blaine J. Hoffman with the Safety Pro, the Hop Nerd, Sam Goodman, just to name a few on what can be found on the station. Different things for different people, trying to bring safety in an entertaining form. SafetyFM.com. Go to the website, download the app, and carry it with you all day long. SafetyFM.com. We'll be waiting for you.
More hits to help you work. Because to get rich, you gotta work hard.
Yeah, dude, look, I just made so much money that I could just sit around on my ass all day and play video games.
Wait, I forgot about Dogecoin.
Dogecoin rules!
That we look like one. Oh my dear, wish it wasn't so. It seems that now you have to go. I hid in this place until the day I can come take you away.
Okay, here we go. 43 minutes past the top of the hour.
Just move.
You are still hanging out here on the Rated R Safety Show, getting to do all the stuff that we get to do together. This right here that you're taking a listen to, this is a song called Moonlight by Free the People. Oh, you know how it is. Even though you might have heard it before here, we like going back from time to time. Yeah, you might want to give this one a little streamer-eamer action in regards of what's going on out there in the multiverse. So there you go. Anyways, like to thank Free the People for allowing us to play this one here on the Rated R Safety Show. Okay, so let's talk about the most important thing that I'm ever going to tell you in my lifetime, and that's about my friends at To Right Love on Her Arms. No matter what you're facing, you deserve to be connected to help, and the people at To Right Love on Her Arms want you to know that people have been where you are now, and things can get better. Healing is possible. Find out more information. All you have to do is go to TWLOHA.com. That's TWLOHA.com. And that's To Right Love on Her Arms. Once you get there, click on the section that says Find Help, because it's going to give you a plethora of information. That is a plethora of information in regards to the stuff that's going on. And listen, it'll have information related to addiction, depression, anxiety, eating disorder, self-injury, suicide, trauma, and grief support, just to name a few. It's TWLOHA.com, To Right Love on Her Arms. We'll get it all moving and grooving for you. So there you go. Let's talk about some other things that are going on inside of the multiverse, not necessarily the multiplex, because that's what we do. This will definitely make you make things through the next time someone reaches out for a handshake. You're going to probably rethink about some of this. According to a new study, a handshake reveals some interesting insights into your sex life. Researchers at Washington State University reviewed data for over 4,300 adults, analyzing their grip strength and survey responses about them love lives. They found that the stronger men are more likely to be in a long-term relationship and were found to have more past sexual partners than their peers. Stronger women also like to have longer lists of sexual partners compared to weaker handshake women, but the strength didn't seem to have a bearing on the length of women's relationships. The researchers point out that experts have long believed that men's strength to be of an evolutionary marker as men competed against each other for mates, an example of survival of the fittest. A strong handshake is now the ultimate flex, literally and figuratively, apparently. So there should be a grip strength sitting in a Tinder now, or something along those lines. Wow, that's an interesting one. In regards of when you think about some of that weirdness, I just sometimes wonder how we're able to get into some of these weird data points that we share on here. It's just kind of a strange time, but I guess those things happen as we are talking. And then, of course, when I start reading some of this crap, some of the friend list gets attacked with some of the info that I'm finding out in real time. Anyways, over the past several days, Instagram has rolled out a number of features that seemingly like they will. Let's just say it probably not not that it's not a coincidence that they're very similar to TikTok. Faces and certain features in the United States. One of the was announced over the weekend is the new video creation caption called Edit, which those that know stuff are awful, is CapCut, an app owned by TikTok's parent company, ByteDance. Insta also plans to increase maximum length of Reels videos from 90 seconds to 3 minutes. These efforts are looked at as they encourage users to spend more time on their platform. Edits will be available on March the 13th. At this rate, next thing you know, Instagram will be doing TikTok dances. So there you go. Also, Instagram saw TikTok and said, oh, I'll have that, what they're having. So that's just what it seems like, things that are going on. So there you go. Anyways, let's talk about this. Some worst alpha songs, the most ear-worthy and irritating tunes to be familiar to parents of kids born between 2010 and 2024, according to a list compiled of the top 10 websites. So here we go. At number 5, Sexy and I Know It by LMFAO. Let's see. 4, Apt by Rose and Bruno Mars. At number 3 is Sigma Boy, Betsy and Maria. At number 2, What Makes You Beautiful, One Direction. And coming in at number 1, at nobody's surprise, is Baby Shark by Pink Fong. So there you go. Also, the most annoying words and phrases that you can do. Here's the top 10. Cringeworthy. It's just so well you know it. At number 9, Bay. Number 8, Bugging. At number 7, Willin'. At number 5, Low Key. At number 4, Takes One to Know One. At number 3, I Know What You Are, But What Am I? And coming in at number 2, That's So Ratchet. And at the number 1 spot, number 1, making its debut at number 1, It's Lit. Yeah, that's it. It's lit.
Duh.
So it's the most annoying word phrases that you can combine together. It's lit, baby. So there you go. Anyways, let me bring some good news into our life. Let's bring some John Smalls inside of here and let him talk about the Motivation Minute. Let's do that.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com and JaceCaseMedical.com.
The Motivation Minute.
Today's quote was submitted by Johnny. George Bernard Shaw said, "Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself." What a great quote. We do get to create who we want to be. I even know some people who have recreated themselves. They didn't like where they ended up in life, so in their mid-40s, they sold their home, they pulled up their roots, and they moved to the place where they wanted to live out the rest of their life. When I first met this family, I'll admit, I thought they were crazy. But to see how happy they are, where they want to be, and who they want to be, that's not crazy at all. It's kind of inspirational. Be who you want to be.
The Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com and JaceCaseMedical.com. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your motivational quotes can be submitted for an upcoming program at motivationminute.org.
Hello, I'm Richard Exley with your 1-minute devotion. My baby sister died just a few days before Christmas. I can remember the morning of her death as if it were yesterday. Mother awoke to discover that Carolyn had passed away in her sleep. The doctor arrived, and shortly thereafter the mortician came. Then my Aunt Alcy arrived to make breakfast that no one ate. I didn't realize it then, but cooking is a commitment to life. With her cooking, Aunt Alcy was saying, "Go on, eat. It will be better, you will see. Life will be worth living again. Go ahead, eat your breakfast. Lord, comfort us in our grief. Remind us that life will be worth living again if we do not make a shrine out of our sorrow." Amen. If these devotions are a blessing and an encouragement to you, you can subscribe at oneminutedevotion.com.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
The Palestinian Civil Defense in Gaza estimates that up to 10,000 bodies may remain buried beneath rubble across the Strip.
This comes as many displaced residents of Gaza attempt to return to their homes under a fragile ceasefire agreement. In a Telegram post, the Civil Defense stated that approximately 10,000 missing people are believed to be under the rubble of destroyed homes, buildings and facilities. These individuals are not included in the 38,300 fatalities reported by the Civil Defense since October 7th, 2023. Benjamin Wright reporting.
Among President Donald Trump's first executive orders was one renaming the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America.
During a January press conference at his Mar-a-Lago residence, Trump announced the decision, citing cartel activity in the region and declaring, "It's ours." He elaborated, "We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory, the Gulf of America." Lawrence Keller reporting.
5 major banks have agreed to offer mortgage relief for customers impacted by devastating wildfires.
The relief comes after fires in the Los Angeles area destroyed thousands of homes, businesses, and other structures. California Governor Gavin Newsom announced over the weekend. Fires that ignited earlier this month have consumed tens of thousands of acres, claimed at least 27 lives, and destroyed approximately 15,000 structures. Kyle Norris reporting.
This is the latest news headlines.
Georgia officials have suspended all in-state poultry sales, and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has allocated $590 million to Moderna to accelerate vaccine development.
The funding and restrictions aim to combat flu strains originating from birds and cows. State and federal officials confirmed a bird flu case at a commercial poultry facility in Elbert County, Georgia. This discovery prompted state authorities to halt all poultry sales and activities within the state. Kevin Sanders reporting.
Teamsters union members employed at Costco wholesale stores nationwide have voted overwhelmingly to authorize a strike, with over 85% supporting the action.
The union, representing more than 18,000 Costco employees across the country, is demanding a fair contract. Our members have spoken loud and clear. Costco must deliver a fair contract, or they'll be held accountable, said Teamsters General President Sean M. O'Brien in a statement on Sunday. Jim Kender reporting.
Veteran journalist Elizabeth Nissen has passed away, her family confirmed.
Nissen died at her home on January 7th, just 3 days after celebrating her 71st birthday, according to her family. Her distinguished career in journalism included a notable report for ABC's World News Tonight on the night of Princess Diana's death in 1997. She also held roles at CNN, The Wall Street Journal, and Newsweek, and was a co-founder and senior producer at NBC Learn. Jessica Oakley reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
What do guys like besides pizza and morning sex?
Jay Allen in the morning.
It's so bizarre and unnatural.
It's all good. On radio.
What exactly is the bizarre and unnatural part? I'm sorry, I was confused there. Okay, so thanks for all the pics that have been coming in, because it's definitely Wednesday. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about some things that happened back on this date. Back in 2010, Conan O'Brien ends his brief run as host of The Tonight Show. NBC promised him the show when Jay Leno started to hint at his retirement several years earlier. Leno wasn't quite ready to hang up his hat, though, and took an earlier time slot with a similar show format. Soon, Conan's rating would flounder, and the network executives wanted to move Leno to half-hour late night slot before Conan as a lead-in, but Conan wouldn't have it. Hosting The Tonight Show was a dream, and changing its historic time slot and formats didn't sit right. NBC ended up paying a reported $30 million for Conan to leave the show. That happened back on this date in 2010. Okay, let's talk about some birthdays going on today. Caitlin Clark turns 23. Dylan Brooks, 29. Logic, 35. Gabriel Mack turns 53. Guy Ferrari turns 57. Stephen Adler, 60. Diane Lane, 60. DJ Jazzy Jeff, let's get it straight, turns 60 as well. Linda Blair, 66. Teddy Jontry, 73. And Steve Perry turned 76 today. So there you go. Some birthdays going on. If you're looking at some days of the year to celebrate, I have some of those. Celebration of Life Day and National Blonde Brownie Day. Yes, Blonde Brownie Day. So there you go. Some stuff going on. No doubt there. Okay, if you need a random joke for today, try this. As a kid, I was afraid of the dark. Now, as an adult, I love the dark because I'm afraid of the electric bill. Yep, I said that out loud. Okay, if you need a phone starter for today, try this. What's the most ridiculous animal on the planet? The most ridiculous animal on the planet. Okay, I hope you have an answer for that one. If you need a question for the water cooler, try this. The average parent says this lasts about 3 hours. What is it? A kid's birthday party. Now, I will tell you, I still have a hard time understanding why parents try to get to a kid's birthday party at the very beginning of it all the way to the end. Beginning all the way to the end. I had to remember going to a birthday party once where some parents were just coming over and dropping off the kids. And it was like, hold on, what do you think this is? I mean, like, do you think somebody's going to be babysitting your child? I mean, I thought it was kind of strange just seeing some of that information go around. So there you go. Some things happening. Anyways, that's going to sum up our time together. At the top of the hour, I'll be going over to radiobig.fm if you want to come and hang out with me for the next couple hours or so. If you stay on Safety FM, you'll hang out with the likes of Sheldon Primus as he talks about the world of safety consulting. So there you go. Anyways, if I can't leave you with a deep thought for today, I'd love to leave you with this. It is not easy to find happiness within yourself, but it's impossible to find it elsewhere. Think about that one. Anyways, I know who you are. You know who I am. Love ya, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.
Searching for love ashore, hearts are now anchored, we're searching no more, braving our way through the darkest of night, dressed in the skin of your luminescent light. We are our ship searching for love ashore, hearts are now anchored, we're searching no more, braving our way